Hello and welcome to Re-enthused. Today we are taking a look at Checkered Flag on the Atari Jaguar, or Jaguar if you are not from the UK. So it's a pretty simple game. It's really kind of a follow-up to Atari's Pole Position, really, which appeared in several other games, consoles. Yeah, let's just go with the basic options. Even when it came out, it's alright. It's not the nicest looking game ever, but it's at least as good as Virtua Racer. And it, obviously technically a generation, well, technically the same era, but kind of not. Yeah, it's that era, but it might not have looked as good as the Saturn, but it looks alright. There's kind of undulating tracks as well. You see there where, oh god, I am pretty bad at it. But you can see that it's the track has a camber, so it... Oh, God. My word. And yeah, there's proper flipping of the cars when you hit stuff. So, it's not bad. I mean, the Jaguar gets a lot of bad press because it wasn't... It's more it gets bad press because it wasn't as good as the likes of Jack Tramiel was saying it was, rather than it's particularly bad. It's not the greatest console all the time. But, it had some abilities. Obviously, I didn't win. I suspect I came last. I didn't see. But yeah, it's not bad. It looks quite nice. Go for red and black this time. So, I mean, it's no textures. It's all very flat, matte models, but they look solid. The surroundings are all very square and triangular, but they look like what they're supposed to look like. The trees are quite nice because they're not billboard 2D renderings. They do appear to be 3D objects, because there are many of them. In fact, we're completely out of them now on this part of the track. It's relatively responsive as well. So, how bad I'm doing now is genuinely because I'm not good, rather than because the admittedly quite bad Jaguar controller has caused me any issues. I think they're... Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, so there's different views as well. It's not a fantastic game, but it's not a terrible game either. And for the time, I think it's fine. It's a racing game in 3D. It's probably not as good as Virtua Racer, just because it lacks quite a lot of the depth of that game, and that's not a particularly deep game. But it's also, again, it's not terrible. It's not so bad that it looks out of place. I like this, like drones. I'm assuming drones is the computer cars. You can have up to 5, but no more. You can do a championship, so that's pretty good. And lap's 10. I'm pretty sure I only did 1 lap. So we'll try a different track. I'm pretty sure I did 1 lap in that last race. So far, so very much looking the same. But yeah, there's quite a lot of popping, obviously. Trying to get it. Oh, come on. He hit me from... Oh, blimey. Right, that's a little unfair. Oh. Yeah, if you so much as touch like the edge of some of the track, depending where it is, usually on the left side edge, you'll just suddenly flip, like there. I didn't have to touch anything except go slightly off the track. Whereas that bit, fine. There's not a huge amount I can say. It's all pits. I guess if you do the championship, you can use the pits then. Presumably they don't exist for no reason. Okay, that's enough of that. So yeah, it's not terrible. It's kind of good for the Jaguar, which doesn't say a lot, but the Jaguar, again, wasn't a terrible machine. It just wasn't what it was being claimed to be. But no, Checkered Flag is fine. It's not really a reason to pick up the Jaguar. There are better games. But it's also not a terrible game, so if you can get it cheap, then it's worth picking up it's quite good fun. Right? Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, please hit like. If you really liked it, please hit subscribe. If you didn't like it or you have a comment to make, then please leave it below. See you next time.